Hey everyone, Jason Reno here with Prospect Mortgage. Hope everyone's doing well this Monday and hope their week's off to a good start. A couple of things I wanted to talk about here briefly is interest rates. As you know, interest rates go up and down on a daily basis, sometimes numerous times during the same day they'll go up and down. As of today, we already saw an intraday price change for the better before noon, which is always a good thing on a Monday, starts our week off on a good foot. As we saw last week, interest rates ticked up a little bit due to the stock market rally. For those of you that don't know, interest rates are tied to mortgage-backed securities, which are basically bonds, and when money is pulled out of the bond market and put into the stock market, it generally hurts interest rates. It'll be interesting to see what happens this week with quite a few companies, everyone from Caterpillar to McDonald's to American Express, coming out with their second quarter earnings. So we'll have to watch closely to see what happens with the stock market in terms of interest rates. For those of you that are in escrow, might be a good time to lock here coming up soon, depending on how the stock market goes, but we'll have to keep a close eye on that. As far as the new laws coming down the pipeline for us as being lenders, for those of you guys that aren't in escrow yet, that are going into escrow soon or could be possibly going into escrow soon, now is the time to decide what lender you are using. You have to know, or you should know up front. As far as the lenders goes, a few things that there is no application fees anymore, no upfront fees. Everything has to be disclosed up front. Every fee, every dollar that the lender charged has to be disclosed. If it increases more than, I believe, $200 from what we originally disclosed to what's going to be put on the loan documents, we have to redisclose and wait 3 days. So you really want to make sure you're working with somebody who is telling you everything up front, no baiting and switching or anything along those lines. You really have to work with somebody that knows what they're doing, knows the laws, and is going to stay up to date on everything. So that way, when it comes down to day 26 of a 30-day escrow, you don't have to redisclose and you're not losing valuable time, where most of you guys know with REOs, there's per diems and things like that. So closing on time is very important. You really want to make sure you're working with somebody who knows what they're doing. A couple fun facts just to throw out there. Some of these aren't actually too fun, but they're just facts. But 55 out of the 305 banks that were put on the watch list earlier this year has failed. I know that sounds like a lot, 55 out of 305, but when estimates were that anywhere from 25 to 50% of these banks were going to fail, putting this upwards of 150 banks that could have already failed this year, the number of only 55 is actually not as bad as most thought. Another thing to keep in mind, hopefully we are, as everybody knows, we're in this recession and we'll hopefully be coming out soon. One bit of, I don't want to call it bad news, but just one bit of news is the U.S. right now, as of June 1st, 2009, is $94 billion in deficit. The average that we've been in surplus over the last several years, come June 1st when the numbers are put out, on average we are usually $30 billion in surplus. This year we are $94 billion in the hole. Now that's a big number, obviously, with the government spending all this money to try to keep the housing market stable and keep us out of this recession, or get us out of this recession, I should say, is playing a big part of that. So that's a number to watch here coming up soon. As well, any other questions or concerns anyone has regarding mortgages, real estate financing, or just real estate in general, please feel free to give Keith or I a call. We are always here for you, and we look forward to talking to everyone soon. Hope you have a great week. Look forward to talking to you. Thanks.